Welcome, everyone. This is the School District of Prescott Board of Education regular meeting. I'll call the meeting to order subject to Section 1983 Wisconsin statutes. Our first item here is to adopt the agenda. Jim, is there any changes that you'd like to call out or make here at this time?
There were no changes in the last 48 hours.
Great. All right, we need a motion to adopt the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
That's a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That carries. Item Pledge of Allegiance is next. How are we on? Lead us?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you. Next item is the recognition of visitors. Public comment rules are as follows. Please approach the podium one at a time, stating your name, municipality, and topic you'd like to address. A lot of time is 3 minutes per individual, or 6 if you're representing a group that is present at the meeting. All comments should be directed to the board and not to other staff or participants. The board will not act on any comments that are made during the meeting. The presenting officer may direct the district administrator to follow up with that individual at a later date. And the public comment section will be limited to 30 minutes unless board action is taken. And as always, please refer to our public comment policy listed on the agenda for a full description. Anybody care to be recognized at this time? All right, move on. Thank you. Next item is good news.
Sandy Strand is going to speak for the administration.
Good evening, school board, Superintendent Reef. I am super pleased to be here tonight to share some of the great news going on around our district. All of our building administrators really enjoyed meeting with our new staff last week and welcoming all of our staff back yesterday for an excellent day of outside activities. It was fun to see all the people that were sporting wonderful tans this morning, but it was really fun. Also, just wanted to call out our PLC leaders and Michael Kosmalski and his leadership for participating in our data dig last week, which included a review of all of our academic data and our social emotional learning data to create goals for this next academic year in our buildings. The next slide talks about the middle school wanted to just kind of call out their new SALT team. SALT stands for Student Advisory and Leadership Team. They welcomed in 6th graders for their 6th grade orientation, and that activity was led by our 7th and 8th grade student leaders, which was really fun. The last slide talks about the high school collaborated with Prescott Police Department and specifically Bo Jacobson to host the National Night Out, which was a huge success. They estimated they fed over 500 people, with at least 160 of those individuals participating in our first annual color run. So that's super fun. And then lastly, I am super pleased, and I'm going to ask Shayna and Sarah and Julie to come up to join me at the microphone so that I can formally thank them. One of our consent agenda items is acceptance of a very generous donation from the Prescott Foundation to support our PAYS lab at the high school, which is a vocational program. That lab was just set up today. So you see on the slide a couple of pictures. It's very organized, very colorful, but very neat and tidy. And we start our training tomorrow. And I just want to absolutely thank the members of the Prescott Foundation for their very generous gift of $10,000 to support this lab. So thank you very much.
If you hang on a second, we'd like to get a picture with everybody, but
We already got it.
Oh, you already got it? You're good?
Got it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. That's our good news.
Okay, but yes, thank you so much to the Prescott Foundation. Our students will benefit so much from that. My part around the news? Do you want to wait for you to introduce me, or do I?
You got superintendent up there?
So from the superintendent point of view, We had our new staff orientated. You got a picture there of our 6 new teachers. Chantel did a great job leading and organizing that. A lot of paperwork, teaching and learning came and talked to them. All the principals were able to meet with them. We are almost fully staffed. We need a high school instructional aide, and this is a little bit of a advertisement for anybody, if anybody knows anybody's interested in it. Middle school head cook and a middle school regular cook. We'd like to call out our Vice President, Tanya Holub, for becoming a Level 3 of the WASB Member Achievement. Courtney has your document for that, but that just shows the dedication of the board to continuing their education. And Sandy talked about this a little bit, but yesterday was very much focused on getting ready for students. Then we had our Cardinal Cookout, a lot of building thinking classroom-inspired games that were team-building activities. We made sure we mixed the bus drivers with the food service, with teachers, with aides. Day 2 today was building focused. At the elementary school, a lot on Act 20, student mental health, and then a lot of those building goals led by the PLC teams. Tomorrow, 8 o'clock, we're starting with Building Thinking Classrooms district-wide, and then a lot of district building directed time. Again, Act 20 will be a big part of the elementary and intermediate school. And then day 4 is more time for the staff in the rooms as we get ready for Return to Learn, which is August 26th, 27th, and 28th. We want everyone there. We really need everyone there, but the DPI doesn't allow us to say that. But it's a great way for students to get back into the school mode. All of our buses will be running, all of our food service will be going, and we'd love to see as many Cardinals in the building as possible the 26th, 27th, and 28th. And then we're getting ready for September 2nd, the first official day of school. Our theme for the year is Every Cardinal Now, all of us working together to meet the needs of all of our students.
All right,
Thank you.
All right, anything else?
Oh, I did forget one thing. Sorry, I was one slide short. I'm new at this. One thing we're going to start doing coming up in the next couple months is our Cardinal Champions, but it's going to be a way for the school board to acknowledge Cardinals who go above and beyond for our students each month. Students, staff, parents, community members, administrative team is going to do the initial recommendations, but we're going to try to get nominations from everybody that's really promoting what Prescott is all about and how to be a good Cardinal. And next month, she's in the audience, Kaden Hildebrand was voted by the student council to be our representative, and she'll start in September.
That's awesome. Thanks,
You are going to have
Kaden.
so much fun. All right, thanks, Jim. All right, we'll move on to school business. The first item is the consent agenda, and we have a laundry list in here that I have to read off. So starting with the July 16th, 2025 regular board minutes, finance reports, personnel report for non-licensed staff, accept PSD SRO renewal, annual fall trip to Lac de Flambeau, 2024-25 school census report, 2024-25 school calendar hours of instruction report, renewal of 3-year contract with Johnson Snow Removal, service agreement with Family Means 25-26, contract agreement with Agape Therapies, right? For SLPA. Service contract with Soliant for high school paraprofessional. Service agreement with River Falls School District for deaf, hard of hearing teacher. Annual crime statistics reporting. Seclusion of physical restraint special education annual report. And the acceptance of Neola School Board policy technical updates and changes for the said policies, version 34.2 per district administrator's responsibility. Overview of technical changes are listed here as well. That is what is in the consent agenda. Is there anything that the board would like to pull out at this time?
No.
For now, I'll adopt the consent agenda as presented. Are there any objections? No objections, the consent agenda is adopted. I'm so glad that we added the ability to do a consent
Oh,
agenda.
yeah.
Can you imagine how long this would have taken to get through?
Bo Jacobson in the audience, do you want to say a little bit about your report?
That's okay right now.
Yeah, bring it up. Bo is going to say a few things about the SRO report.
First off, I'm Bo Jacobson, School Resource Officer. I know I've met most of you in some way, shape, or form. If I haven't, please reach out to me. I do, first of all, a little off topic, but I do want to thank the school district for their help with National Night Out between our NHS students. The one that's in here actually probably gave us the most time out of just about any kid that was there that night. So, and between the school staff and stuff, that event wouldn't have happened without the school district, so thank you. So I know that I put the annual report out for the school district. I just wanted to open this up really more for if anybody had questions for me on that.
Does anybody have any questions for Bo here? Bo, any highlights you want to call out on the report? Or?
So this one actually, it's not in the report, but I just want to say that a major goal I want to have this year is more parent interaction. Got some good stuff from the Wisconsin State SRO conference where they talked a lot about parents' online safety and getting to know what their kids are being exposed to online. So I think that is a goal for this year, is to maybe have some sort of a discussion night or something like that, where I can get something together and answer questions and stuff for parents. So I think that's, I mean, a lot of work's gone into this position, but I can keep going and try to improve too. And I think that's transparency with parents, I think, is a really, really vital part of the community and the position. So I would say that's really the biggest goal I have for this year. So unfortunately, there's just a lot of eye-opening trainings I've been to and scary stuff that we've seen with online deals with our teenagers and our middle schoolers. So.
Anybody have any questions here?
Bo, I just wanted to call your when you asked if we had questions, is about the annual crime statistic report that was shared. Is that right? Yeah. So for those of you that can't see it, there was, I believe, 8 incidences that occurred within our school district that rose to the level of a crime or some sort of charge. Is that kind of my understanding of the report?
I don't have that
8.
specific
Yep.
number. Sorry, I guess
Nope.
I was referring to this one.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
That's okay.
Yeah.
If that's what you have, then I don't think that would be inaccurate.
Wonderful.
But
And I just wanted to comment that I believe that so much of, 8 is too many to have in our school system, right? But I think that partnership and having you and the police department as a partnership really works towards one of our primary goals, which is deterring some of this negative behavior and building relationships and working as a community connection. So I really truly believe that this number would be a lot higher if it wasn't for the great service that you guys do. And we appreciate you. I know my kids personally feel really safe and comfortable around you guys, and in the community, it's a wonderful partnership. And I think our school district is better off because of you guys, so thank you.
thank you.
Yeah.
And I love the report, like the charts, how you did them, so we could see the requested, non-requested hours. Like, it was super easy to read, and as I was going through it, I'm like, wow, you spend a lot of time here. So, and it's good. I mean, watching you at football games last fall, getting the kids all fired up, and they loved it. They absolutely loved it. So, yeah, I think it's great, the interaction that you have with the kids, and Chris beforehand with the kids. So, yeah, it's great that you guys are being such a good influence, I think, within our school. So, certainly appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Yeah. Is there any other
Anybody else?
comments, questions?
No. Thank you.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you guys.
All right, we're going to move on to
A little further behind.
we're on item B, consider personnel reports for certified staff. So we have some hires.
So yeah, we have the hires you see listed, Amelia Kruger for 4th grade, Amy Nadeau for high school special education, Margaret Rehala, speech and language, Amy Marquardt for middle school, and Ronald Porter Jr. for 2nd grade teacher, and then Dina Anderson as a resignation.
Anybody have any questions on this one?
I just had a quick question. I see Dina, who is great, is resigning. Is the second teacher that we are hiring, Ronald, taking over for that position?
Yes,
Okay,
yep, so that's,
we're
yeah, that's
staff.
replacing her spot.
Okay.
And he comes to us from South Carolina. They just moved into the state in the last couple weeks.
Oh, wonderful.
So-
Great. Thank you.
Anybody else?
questions.
Okay. All right, let's take a motion.
I move to approve the personnel report of the licensed staff listed above.
I'll second.
It's a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That carries. Thank you. Item C is accept a grant from the Prescott Foundation. Close the page.
We've kind of already talked about this, and they had to leave, but yeah, by policy, anything larger than $5,000 needs to be a separate item. But this has been work that's been carried out, and the Prescott Foundation has really stepped up to support our students who need some of the most help.
Comments on this one, Tanya?
Well, I've worked with the PACE Lab before. It's a wonderful program. It's really geared for our secondary students and our students beyond high school. It's a great program, and I'm excited to see what it can do for our students. And I guess my main comment here, though, is I just wanted to point out that earlier we talked about a partnership with our police department, and now we're talking about another partnership we have within our community. And just a reminder, and we all know this, but we're so fortunate to be in this community that really supports the things that are happening within our schools. And they show it by personnel, by participating, by being on our campus, and ways of grants and stuff. So we appreciate this so much.
Sandy has presented on the PACE Lab. That's a very exciting program. Thank you to you for your work, and the Prescott Foundation. That's very exciting.
Yeah. Vicki?
I have nothing else.
Helen?
No, they said it all. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we'll take a motion here.
I move to approve accepting the $10,000 grant donation from Prescott Foundation for the Special Education PACE Lab.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That one carries. Item D is extracurricular stipends.
So the board and the district has done a lot of work in the last year to improve staff salaries across the board. One area we haven't quite gotten to yet is the extracurriculars, but with the creation of creative music at the middle school and high school level as a specific course, and alongside of that, a specific extracurricular, co-curricular activities, we looked at this. Those are the two big changes, is the addition of the curricular, co-curricular and extracurricular. The administration team is going to do a study probably between now and November and December and take a look at making sure all of our numbers are equal across the board, and then come back to the board probably in early January, February to look at if there's any modifications that need to be as far as hours that are being done, tasks that are being done. To be transparent, some of these numbers haven't been looked at in 3 or 4 years, and they need a good look every 3 or 4 years.
Vicki, any questions on this one?
No questions.
Helen?
No questions.
Tanya?
No questions, just a reminder that we were committed when the referendum passed to study all different aspects of how we pay staff and personnel within our district. And we really focused on our day-to-day staff, our licensed staff, the staff that are in our buildings throughout the days working with our kids. And this is one of the next steps for us. So there's more to come on this.
No questions. Tanya said it well.
Yep, exactly. That's kind of where I was going. It was in consent. I pulled it up because I wanted to just call it out as it was an item that was adjusted because of the referendum that passed, and thought maybe it would be good to call that out. So
Yep.
we can entertain a motion here.
I move to approve extracurricular stipends for the 25-26 school year.
I'll second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That one carries. We're on item E, consider moving the September regular board meeting to September 10th. Does anybody have any questions on it? It was the 17th, so I think we should be able to have a quorum there. What do you guys think? Anybody have any objections to that?
Just gonna check real quick here.
I'm fine.
Yeah, I think
Good.
we're good.
Last. I already moved it on my calendar, so I'm
Yeah.
good.
I mean, we discussed
We
this potentially, so
Yeah.
it's all good on
Yeah,
my side.
all right, so we just need a motion.
I move to approve September 10th, 2025, at 6 PM at the Prescott High School Library as the regular school board meeting for September 2025.
I'll second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That one also carries, item F is the date for the annual meeting on September 24th. And I assume we'll be ready for that, Jim, for the annual meeting?
Yeah, we should be,
That's a good date.
yep, Kara's should be ready for that. It'll actually, we're hoping on September 10th to give you a good picture of what we're looking at for the 24th, and hopefully get some good questions back from the board, and that would actually give us 2 weeks to make any changes. And then the annual meeting would be on the 24th.
So we'll have like a dry run on the 10th, and then the annual meeting will be 2 weeks after that.
Yeah, as far as projecting the budget, yeah.
Okay, right. And the budget doesn't get finalized until the final enrollment numbers are in and all that's in October or sometime?
Yeah, October 15th, the state gives us our final numbers, because of a 1940-something law is when they tell us when our numbers are,
Right.
so.
And as a reminder, it's an annual meeting, so we don't need a quorum. So if this date doesn't work for you, we don't need to hold it up. Anybody have any questions?
Was it 6 o'clock we said, the same time?
Yep. You might want to, oh yeah, it's in the motion, okay.
Yeah.
Also, no calendar.
Thank you.
Okay, so we can take a motion here.
I move to approve September 24th at 6 o'clock PM at the Prescott High School Library as the annual meeting, 2025.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That one carries. Item G is the increasing the certified staff sub rate by $20.
This is also something that is part of the whole commitment by the board and the district to look at all of our pay rates and the community supporting with the referendum. This kind of just came up in the last couple of days for me, but we're promoting that regular substitute staff for certified staff goes from $150 to $170 a day long-term, and veteran certified staff who retired from Prescott will go from $160 to $180 a day. While that doesn't get us up to the $200 of River Falls, it keeps us ahead of Ellsworth and Spring Valley and a couple other ones, but the biggest thing is we're hoping that the people who are retired from here and are lifelong Cardinals will stay here, if we get them a little bit more appropriate compensation.
Helen, any questions or comments on this one?
No, I think getting it up where it needs to be, and constantly reevaluating that is good, and anyone, keeping people that are in Prescott here, it's also better for the students, so I agree.
Vicki?
No comments.
Tanya?
Jim, this might come off as a trick question, but can you remind me, did we have veteran certified staff in there as a different level prior to this?
Yeah, they were $160.
Okay, so they
So
did have a separate.
Yep, they got $10, so anybody who retired from Prescott got $10 extra under the old model. So
Okay, great.
basically, we're taking the old model and moving everybody up $20.
Okay, great. Yeah, I'm really happy we're doing that. We need to do this. And I really like that veteran piece is separated, so.
Pat?
Jim, I assume that our forecast is included in our budget and that we believe that this is going to work in there.
Yeah, this should cost us about $20,000 this year, assuming staffing levels are the same. But yeah, that will fit in our forecast model.
Okay. And then for all the other reasons like lost preparation time and our staff not being able to take their preps, I certainly advocate for it. As long as we can budget for it and it fits, that'd be great.
All right. Anybody want to make a motion on this one?
I move to increase the certified staff substitute rate by $20 per day.
I'll second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That one carries, and we're on item H, the first reading of several policies, and Jim, we're going to just kind of try to talk through these.
Yeah, if it's okay, if anybody insists that we read them all, we will read them all, and we'll go from there. But why aren't I going forward? The technical changes that were already approved in the consent agenda are very simple. He, she becomes they, a state statute number changes. Actual policy changes that need to be adopted, we can discuss any one of these policies that any of the board members want. I'll highlight a few of them. But a lot of them are also minor or common sense. For example, they slightly changed the definition of a school district, specifically a unified school district. So that's one of the changes in the definition ones. They changed one word in the board behavior thing, 2 words in the consent agenda. The library media center, they added that you are required to actually have read the book that you object to being in our libraries. That's a change in state statute, which I think I fully support. If you're going to complain about a book, you should have read it. Communication devices, staffs are responsible for retaining their messages. That's just a common sense one. We can't say you have to keep your messages. That's on the staff. Some of the ones that we discussed are among the admin team, 3rd grade promotion and retention for at-risk students. This, again, just mimics Act 20, and it takes into policy what we have to give to parents. Early graduation. The administration is recommending that we give the high school principal the ability to grant early graduation if a student meets all the district requirements. The other option is to give that to the district administrator or the school board, but the high school principal is going to know the kid's situation the best, and, so we want to give him that opportunity. The one we talked about a lot is academic honest. Actually, does anybody have any questions on either of those two?
Any questions from anyone here?
I'll kind of go through one at a time and take questions, I guess.
Sure.
Academic honesty. The big area in the academic honesty policy 5505 is it addresses restrictions of use of artificial intelligence among students. And a lot of them are very obvious. You can't have AI write your paper, you can't have AI do quizzes for you, how to use and stuff like that. The administration team, I really appreciate their conversation. One thing they came up with that I didn't think of is we added that last item that allows the principal to give an exemption. Because if we put it in policy now and we don't allow principals to have that flexibility, AI is going to change before we have our next board meeting. And there's no way that our policy can keep up with that. So on a case-by-case basis, if the principal feels that there needs to be an exemption, the principal would have that authority. Questions on that one?
Pat, you got any questions on this one?
No, I don't. I do like that. That does make sense. And does it stay at the principal level, or, and I just can't get into the board now, because I'm reading myself. Does it stay at the principal level, or is that something that the district administrator needs to?
I think it stays at the, I haven't read it in a minute, but yeah, it stays at the principal level.
Okay.
And I'm okay with that. They're the ones who are running the building.
Tanya?
Yeah, I...
Actually, Pat, I'm sorry, let me take that back. With prior approval from the district administrator or designee, parentheses, building principal, an educator may use AI.
Okay.
So technically, but yeah, from as long as I'm here, it's going to be on the principals because they're the ones that live in it day to day.
Fair enough. Okay.
I guess I did have a question with it. So it says, it's hard to see for everybody in the audience, but there's a sentence above kind of all the different qualifications, A, B, C, D and stuff. It says, notwithstanding the preceding, students can use AI tools in the school setting if they receive prior permission, consent from their teachers. But then the last one says prior approval from administrators. Is that needed if the teachers are given the permission, it says?
Maybe we should.
Or am I misreading
No,
that?
I think maybe we should reword the word prior removal and change it to exemption, exception, yep.
I mean, so to me, it's in there, like, the teacher says, it says the teachers can use it as long as they follow the ethical and responsible manner, but then the last one says prior approval with the principal, so it kind of seems, it's either one or the other. I personally believe that going to the principal every time, this is something that I think we have a responsibility to teach our kids how to use appropriately at this point.
Teachers need the ability to say,
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
the administrator, the principals like that indicated to teachers, like, here are your guidelines, you have permission to use it within this. Anything above and beyond, you have to seek prior approval.
Okay,
Because in there, it says very specifically certain things that kids can do if the teacher allows. We wanted that additional line in there because what if there's something we haven't thought about yet? Right? Or there's a reason why they want them to use AI for a certain project, but now the policy
Okay.
is limiting them in that way. And that's why we added the line with prior approval for anything that this policy doesn't lay out.
I got you. It says, yep, it says in a manner not covered A through E. Yep.
We did want
Perfect.
those in there, so that way that's an indicator to our teachers of, these are the appropriate ways that you can use AI in your class.
Okay.
And we'll make sure to teach it that way, because F also says an educator instead of a student. So like Michael's saying, A through E, and just for the microphone, Michael, A through E is teacher-directed. F allows the teacher to go to the principal and say, hey, this brand-new thing came up with AI, I want to try this, or it fits this specific thing. And then it's just those good, challenging conversations that we have in education all the time.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
Good question. Anything down here on this one? All right, I think we can keep going. So
Okay.
are we gonna, did we say we're gonna change anything on F, or are we gonna leave it?
Yeah, I just wonder if it needs to be, if it's almost like a separate line clarifying it or something. I don't know. You guys can figure it out as long as teachers
It's the
know.
first reading, so we can
Yeah.
change it.
Yeah.
And then.
So, yeah, we'll look at making F maybe its own standalone item.
Okay, yeah.
So that makes sense. Policy 8390, animals on district property. This adds the section on therapy dogs. Currently, we have no Neola-approved section on therapy dogs. This basically means that our administration doesn't have guidelines to go by. So these policies would allow us to enforce the policy and make sure that we're using therapy dogs for the right reason. All the authority resides with the principal currently, but our current writing does not have any of those specific therapy dog guidelines. To be 100% transparent, I do have a therapy dog named Hank that with principal approval and board approval, I would like to bring to campus every once in a while to frankly promote the benefits of having a therapy dog in school.
Anybody have any comments or questions on this one? Pat?
Again, sorry, I can't open my board docs, but I would just, maybe my only comment on this is we should be consistent with the language about district administrator or designee's approval. And so if, to your point, it'd be up to the principal, but I think we should be consistent with that language. So you have the ability to make a decision or designate somebody to make that decision.
So the way it reads is, in the building the day of is the principal's decision. The district administrator has the ability to withdraw authorization from therapy dog at any time. So it kind of gives that day-to-day control to the principal, and then I can say, no, we're ending your agreement permanently.
Perfect. Tanya?
So I used AI to look up the questions I should ask about this, and anyways, I was really pleased when I scrolled down and I just saw that within there. So we have the definition in that first part, but if you scroll down there, there's a lot of protections which are right in there about bringing a therapy dog on board. So we're going to make sure that it's, verified, that it's not younger than a year, just because they're a little less predictable. We're going to make sure that a veterinarian says that they have vaccinations and immunizations, and it has all those kind of liability statements in there. And so I personally feel super comfortable with those kind of statements in there, that whatever therapy dog that is approved to come in follows these qualifications. And then I think we're pretty covered then. And AI does agree.
No, I don't have any. I think having this, it kind of just puts it where it needs to be. We have other therapy dogs that have been in the building before, and this would be great if this was more clear, so.
I just think the clarity is good to have. It gives us protection. It gives the building principals that ability. They know what's going on in their schools on a day-to-day basis. So, yeah, I think I'm an animal person, so I absolutely love this. And animals are calming and they are wonderful to have around. And anything we can do to help kiddos and staff, so why not?
Jim, really quick, so, I mean, this is Neola
Looks good.
language that is used by other districts as
Yeah.
well, I would assume, right?
Yeah, so I reached out to CISA 11, and most everybody just said that they use the Neola language. We didn't have it in there, but again, that gives us those guidelines so that we can say, you know, has your dog been tested and trained and certified by one of the organizations? Do you have all the paperwork, et cetera?
Yep,
So,
okay. Yeah, if we're good on that one, we can keep going.
food services is pretty quick and easy, but significant in that it allows us to take negative balances and if we want to, move them to a charity account. And also, if a student expresses a food allergy, we do everything in our power to meet it until we have documentation. This has always been our practice. We take care of our kids. But I'm guessing somewhere across the state of Wisconsin, a school district wasn't doing that. So that's the only one on that one. Any questions on food service? That's pretty quick and short. I thought about even not putting that in there. And the other one is use of cameras and other recording devices in locker rooms. Currently, we ban reporters from coming into our locker rooms, but that doesn't extend someplace else. So if our dance team goes someplace to a facility and they have a locker room and that facility says, hey, we can have reporters in our locker rooms, this policy lets you say nobody who is being a reporter or using any type of recording device can go into any locker room that we are using in any way for Prescott athletes and performers. Just, again, it's one of those things that's just a common sense loophole that they found.
Anybody have any questions on this one, or comments?
No.
No,
Okay.
makes sense.
All right, Jim, is that it? So we have a lot of policies here, so we're gonna just roll them all into one motion here. If anybody has anything that they wanna pull out, we can pull it out.
And I just want to remind, this is the first reading, so
reading.
we're kind of getting an overview today. This is the time that if community has any feedback, we love to hear it, and then we'll be bringing it up to actually move forward to be formally in policy next time, so.
And we don't have to put this in the motion, but I'm just calling out, I think the only edit that we were looking at was maybe rewording some of the academic honesty policy around that.
Yeah. And maybe it doesn't make sense, I don't know, but.
No, I think it does, and I think Courtney has a good note, and we'll fix that and come back next month with the board.
Sounds like that was the only edit, possibly. So if anybody wants to make a motion here.
I move to accept the first reading of the above noted policies, version 34.2, with the clarification that there will be an edit, or may be an edit, in
Academic honesty.
academic honesty policy. These policies will receive a second reading at the next regularly scheduled board meeting.
I'll second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That carries. And we are done with business. On to information discussion. Everybody's favorite topic, the handbook.
All right. We don't have a lot of big changes to the handbook. I have them all spelled up out on the screen. Andrew promised me he'd fix the sun by December, so you can read it in December. We are going to send this all out to staff, to all of our staff tomorrow, after we get suggestions from the board or input back from the board. And then this will be brought as an action item very similar to the policies we just did in September, again, to give staff, community, board input. So a lot of this comes strictly from me, and also in talking with administration, talking with HR, payroll, finance, and stuff like that. Page 23 specifically bans prohibitive items on clothing, alcohol, drugs, tobacco. It's not an issue we ever have, but it just eliminates the question of, hey, can I wear my Leinenkugel shirt to school as a teacher? No, you can't. Page 41, we've spent a lot of time chasing down receipts, chasing down different things when we send staff to PD, to conferences, to PD is professional development, other things. This adopts the state of Wisconsin dollar amounts of breakfast for $10. I think we bumped lunch up $1 and dinner to $23. And basically what it would allow us to do is, before somebody travels out of the district for a conference, we'll figure out what meals they have, and they will just get that money. And then we're not chasing receipts, we're not chasing different items back and forth. We're not dealing with somebody who spent $17 on lunch instead of $14 on lunch and trying to get the $3 back and work all that out. The vast majority of districts in the area do per diems as opposed to turning in receipts anymore. And then that money would be reimbursed to them through the payroll process. Page 42 is the certified staff schedule, and page 42, 43, 44 cover the certified staff schedule that has already been adopted by the school board in previous months, and the extracurricular pay schedule that was adopted just a few minutes ago. That's probably, to our staff, the most important part of the new handbook. Life insurance is increased from $10,000 to $25,000, and we are also providing optional vision insurance. I think we have 9 people who have elected to use that now. That's something Chantel wants to make sure we promote a little bit more, but there is optional vision insurance coverage now. Page 50 clarifies requirement of all contracts to be approved annually by the district administrator. Some of our staff work into the summer, not summer school, but a lot of times it's our high school guidance counselors, situations like that work, either come back a little early or stay a little late to make sure they get grades and stuff like that done. Similarly, page 61 is the new support staff wage scale already approved by the board at a previous meeting. And then page 75, bus drivers are currently get $11.50 per meal. This would now be $13.50 per meal, and most of theirs are breakfasts and lunches. We do need to sit down with Heather and the bus drivers and kind of work on our overnight languages. We have not really had time to do that yet with the start of the school year, but we'll get that part to the board hopefully by September or October to look at our overnight processes and make sure that we're fair with all the neighboring districts. But again, that would be a per diem basis. For a bus driver at a basketball game, trying to get a receipt from a high school kid, hand him a hot dog and a bag of popcorn is almost impossible. So, and under our current system, without the receipt, they can't get that. Although I did drive by a place that has Venmo for their eggs and corn the other day. You can Venmo the owner on the side of the road.
Any questions on anything on the handbook, Vicki, that you want to call out, or any comments on anything here?
No, I think the changes all make sense. I just, we want to make sure that we had discussed this last year, that there is some back and forth with staff, and I know you haven't had time to set up any groups or anything yet, but the big thing was we didn't want to have surprises to our staff in the manual. So these are good, good surprises, I think. But yeah, we need to make sure that we follow through with getting together with staff and discussing issues or changes or things that more of a, ahead of time, but you're jumping into this now, so it makes sense that this is taking place this way. I just don't want to isolate our staff from the employee handbook.
I appreciate that, and I hope next spring we're doing this in April and May and have a lot of time to do this, but we do need to get this approved, especially for the salary schedules. So we tried to keep them as small as possible, and this is something that the Superintendent's Advisory Council would tackle going forward. I will have at least one listening session. We'll see how many people show up. If a lot of people show up, we'll have 2 or 3 listening sessions. So, but I'll get this out to them tomorrow.
No questions. All makes sense.
Tanya?
Yeah, I would like you and the admin team to kind of consider, since this is information right now, the dress code piece, consider whether it would be appropriate to add weapons as that list, because that's not on there. So it says...
Weapons on a shirt?
Yep.
Okay.
You know, right now it's drugs, lewd, you know, but in addition, I think we should consider weapons. And so that would be a discussion, obviously, you guys would have. And then, yeah, I think that was my main one.
Pat, anything on your end?
Just to keep hitting on this point, so this is going to get sent out to the staff tomorrow, and then is there some sort of a summary document that points to some of the significant changes, or is that of any benefit? I'm not trying to dream up extra work for you to do.
My plan was to, I don't know if any of you, no, I did send it to all the board too. My plan is to basically share this, talk through everything on a quick little video, send them a 3-minute video saying, hey, these are the changes. They will get it in uneditable, uncommented version. Right now the board can comment on this one, but they'll basically just have to shoot me an email. But everything in this document, for those of you who are listening, is highlighted in teal, I guess that color is. Blue, teal, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, those will be the only changes. There's no hidden changes in there. So I think we changed a couple he, she's to theys. That's about it. So, but those don't really change anything. Yeah, everything else is highlighted in blue and they'll be able to look at it. You can just scroll through it and stop at the blue points. But yeah, I'll hit them all up with it. It's kind of my 10 years as a lead negotiator. If I'd be sitting on the other side on September 10th screaming and hollering if we didn't give them good input.
Good, thank you.
Yeah, I think you guys covered it, so I'm good with it. So we'll move on to item B, teaching and learning update. The Michael Kozmowski.
Yes.
Good evening, board. Teaching and learning update really is, a lot of it was shared in good news. We have about 8-10 new teachers. Again, we had that 2-day. I would just say one of the things that we do, student services and teaching and learning, we meet with our new teachers on day 2 after they've filled out all their paperwork, they've learned about our benefits, they have their logins, and then we start teaching them the Prescott way of doing business. So that's all the way from lesson planning to IEPs and differentiation, best practices, and they get to experience what a thinking classroom is like, and then have that reflection of them as a learner, and then what does that mean for your practice. So it's great to meet everyone and have some new faces. The data dig, we had 20 teacher leaders from across the district, and I won't read all their names, but I just want to thank them for all their hard work. I get calls from other districts, believe it or not, about our academic success and about our growth. And everyone wants to know, what's the curriculum that you're using? What's the silver bullet?
Do you tell them it's a secret?
And they get disappointed when I tell them there is no silver bullet. It really is about building a district-wide PLC, that we are a district of continuous improvement. We're always looking at our practices. We're always growing and changing and learning. And we ourselves as teachers have not given up on our learning. So I talk about the ability for us to meet as PLCs and have these conversations and do a 2-day data dig where we're not looking to try to find data, but to actually take that, build it into information that we use to guide our decisions, guide our site goals. But a lot of that comes back to our visible learning model and what we want that to look like, sound like, and feel like for our students. But we have to start with our staff, and how can we change that for our staff so they can deliver on that as the students. So the biggest thing that I talk about is, I said, you have to build with your school board a trust and with your community a trust to have this collaboration Monday time. That really, week in and week out, that is really what sets our tone. That's really what allows us to do what we do. It isn't any special curriculum or a certain PD that we sent people to. It's really about just refining our practices over and over, looking at our MTSS model and how can we refine that and how can we get better and how can we use our staff better. And I just kudos to those 20 teachers that cut their summer break short to come in and do that heavy lift. And now this week, carrying those buckets forward to our staff and taking that water forward for us. So I want to thank them for that. And then in-service week, as we talked about, day one was our kickoff yesterday. Act 20 was today. I do want to thank Megan Smith, Amy Figge, and Stacy Helders. They're our internal leadership group. They are our interventionists, our reading, elevated reading teachers, and them leading our staff through that throughout the year. So appreciate them. And then the other thing is tomorrow we'll be doing our building thinking classrooms. You walked past the whiteboards that Mr. Figge put in the entryway already. So we'll have all of our teachers, about 100 of them in tomorrow, experiencing that again. And again, year 2 now of our professional development, our learning in what it means to have a thinking classroom and what does that look like. I do want to kudos to that team. We have returning Kayla Kinneman, Jen Langer, and Nathan McFeeters. Kayla's a high school math teacher. Jen is a was kindergarten, first grade this year, elementary teacher, and then Nathan McFeeters is the 8th grade math teacher. So they did the heavy lift last year, and we're expanding that. So this year we have Sarah Score from the intermediate school, Justice Lehman, who is a middle school ELA teacher, and Cam Myers, who's a high school science teacher, all joining that group. So we've had professional development over the summer where they went to Seattle for a couple of days, most of them. And then we've already had probably 6 hours of professional learning ourselves together. So I just want to, we know there's a heavy lift there, but this is an important goal for our district to get to this thinking, deep thinking for students, and what does that mean? So I just want to kudos to that team and thank them for their time and dedication. We wrap up next week, Monday in service, and then orientation nights at the elementary, the intermediate, and at the middle school that night. So that kind of culminates our in service, and then we're on to return to learn and all the things that come with that, with Cardinal Olympics with the intermediate and high school students, and then the advisory Olympics at the middle school. So it's going to be a couple more days of learning and getting our classrooms ready, and we'll be ready for students next week.
Wonderful.
All right, you guys good?
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Michael, thanks for keeping the secret with us and not telling any in our district. We appreciate that. All right, we're on to item C, budget and audit updates.
Did you guys get this one linked to yours or not? I think this one's it's on the working agenda.
Say I might have.
I checked all the links, and this was the one I didn't request.
Good evening for those of you that don't know me. My name is Kara Klatt. I'm with Finance. I just have a short summary of finance for what's going on right now. There's a update on the audit. We don't have any information yet from the audit. Everything went really smoothly this year, so I was really happy with that. And we haven't had to make any adjustments as of yet, so that's all looking good. I had a good meeting with the senior auditor, and and he was happy with the selections and how smoothly everything went. So, so I think that went well. First National Bank line of credit. I'm currently working with them to get the updated information that they need to renew the line of credit, and so that should be taken care of by the October meeting so that they can have everything in place by November 1st when the current line of credit expires. We don't anticipate using that, but of course that's the insurance policy in place for the district. Then I have some Fund 46 and 49 updates, and that's on the next slide. So I'll put my glasses on for this because I can't see that.
So the board, you should have it now. Courtney did her magic behind the scenes.
So the first slide is your Fund 46, and your Fund 46 is where we purchased the 2 CDs. So the second 2 lines, it's the third and fourth line, I should say, are the 2 CDs that were recently purchased with Fund 46 dollars. The first 2 lines are cash management series and investment management series, and those are products that PMA purchases for us, and they do the selections based on the account performances. Those are fluid. So those are cash that you could access at any time. So those first 2 lines are fluid. The second two, of course, we talked about were CDs. The maturity dates are shown there in the sixth column. And so one is matured 7/21 of '26, and the next one will mature 7/16 of '27. When we had our Moody's meeting, they had indicated that it would be very wise for the district to potentially purchase these CDs because of the fact that the anticipation is that these 4% interest rates will likely decline in the next 18 months. So it's wise to lock into CD now if we have the cash flow. So that's, as you made that decision as a board, those are the products that were purchased. Then on the next slide, we have the Fund $49. This is the residual from the capital projects, and we still have $706,000 in those accounts. And so those funds are still earning the interest of over 4%, so we have to assume that those interest dollars will be coming in on this budget. And also that those Fund 49 dollars should be used sometime this year or in the next couple of years, if we potentially can, in building work, right? The capital projects that still need to be done. So when I met with Mike Hoyka about his budget, we talked about how we could potentially remain with a surplus in Fund 10, even if we budget it, just to make sure, but he could be using Fund $49 for a lot of those project work, just not the high school.
Can I just jump in here?
Sure, jump in.
Fund 49, just for awareness, in case people, that's the referendum dollars that was
Right.
acquired during when we passed the facilities referendum.
Right,
That's leftover.
2022.
Yes.
That's a leftover.
Yes. And
So,
we have access to that. I thought we had 3 years to spend it, but we have, there's a rationale why we're
there's
doing.
a stipulation too that because of the dollars that are left remaining, that it's a small enough amount that there wouldn't be an IRS
Okay.
penalty on that. So we can still have those funds sitting there. It's just that the interest that we earn on those funds is limited. And I don't have those numbers with me tonight.
So the
but we
referendum
do-
dollars sits in an account that's gaining interest that we have to use for maintenance projects only, and if and when we pull it out, eventually we're gonna have to probably, okay.
Right, and it does have to be used for that, so.
Yep.
Mike, so the interest dollars stay in that fund though, right? The interest dollars on the
Yes.
money stay
Yes.
in that fund?
It does.
It cannot go to Fund 10?
No.
Right.
No.
We can offset some things on it. And it's not like the board, I wasn't here then, but it's not like the board over, or the district over levied $1 million. A lot of this is just the interest that's been earned on that money as we were waiting to spend it, so.
Yes, interest gain, cash savings on projects, underestimated project costs, those type of things, and maybe some potential additional savings from Market and Johnson through other contractors. Something to note here is there's still $83,000 of this money will still be spent this fall for the project work, and I believe that was the bleachers and some other various items that you guys already approved. So those items are already, they will be coming out of this, right? So then you're potentially looking at about a $600,000 balance.
Okay, so this page here that we're looking at has 700,000+ in it, and that's all Fund 49?
Yes.
Okay.
That's all 49.
All right.
Hey, Mike, we should probably get for future agenda, just an update on the referendum projects and just the closeout status of the various contracts we have with Mark & Johnson and our architects and everybody else.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea, just to kind of break down where the money went and how it was spent.
And what's left and what
And
needs to
what's
get
left.
closed out and what's, yeah. So,
So you're thinking a Mike and Kara combination?
yeah,
I should have all that, I think I have all that information already.
cool.
I can pass it along.
That'd be great, that'd be
Sure.
awesome. Yeah.
Thank you.
So, well, you're marked that for the September 10th right away, yeah?
Yeah, if we can get it, thank you.
Well, it doesn't have to be, whenever you can pull it together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
It's-
mean, you're in audit
it's-
right now, so, and then you've got the
Yeah.
annual meeting, so.
Probably already have
that's
it
after
on
that.
hand. I had
Yeah,
to produce
if it's
it
on
for
hand.
them.
We're pretty close, I just didn't want, Mike's trying to
It's
get everything
probably-
actually
I probably
physically
already-
done, so I didn't want to, I wasn't going to bring it in August,
Won't
but
take
yeah.
much.
Maybe October, but I'll shoot for September.
Okay.
I appreciate the leeway.
All right, so anything else there?
No.
For now? Okay. Next slide, this is just a sample for you so you can see. This is where, back,
This one?
There you go. So this is where I start entering the budget into the Baird model. And all of you, I think, when we were working in our sessions last year, saw a lot of the Baird models and the forecasting. This is like the beginning step of that. And so what I've done so far, up to date, and probably have about 80% of the expenses populated right now. So, and I believe this is, this entire sheet is at least 3,000 lines of woofer codes. And so about 80% of it, I think, is completed now. I have just a few items left from a couple different locations that have to be entered. So that's potentially all of the payroll, salaries, everything, benefits, it's all in there. So that now can be, it'll be imported to Skyward. Once it's imported in Skyward, everything can be reporting from there. Then it can be exported back to the Baird model. And then the next slide will show you where it brings it back that we can do the forecasting again. So all of the tabs on the bottom where you have your Fund 10, 27, so you recall all of that. So all of that information by next week, and actually probably by Friday, because I'll be working with Elise at Baird tomorrow for about an hour and a half to confirm all of the numbers that we currently have, that we know at this time, right? So we have some things we don't know. But then we have also where I've built in, so like percentages of increase, we're dealing with CPI, right? So looking at, that's 2.7 as of today when I looked. And so that information, using that to guide us the best we can to forecast your future, right? And hopefully budget and have a surplus this year.
One other quick comment. So what Kara did, if you look at that woofer code page, is she basically printed off the last 3-year budget spendings for each department, each building, and has met one-on-one with every department head, every principal, and gone through their numbers and tried to project. And, you know, sometimes, oh, this one was consistently $4,000 high in this item, but we were $6,000 low, so let's adjust what's going forward. And so Kara's been having all those meetings and doing a great job with that. Her and I have met 3 times through that process, and we're going to sit down again on Monday and after she has her session with Baird and talk through this all again. So we should be, knock on wood, ready to rock and roll on September 10th for you.
Awesome. Anybody else have any questions on this?
Loosely related, and this might be unfair. Have we received any, or how are we tracking any type of tariff impact type notices from our vendors or our suppliers? Have we heard of anything? Have we any shots across the bow as different department heads maybe get notices on this? That, you know, we should maybe think about just sort of centrally funneling them through somebody, right? So that we're tracking those, but.
Yeah, and as far as tariff-related items go, I haven't seen myself. I have not seen anything. Okay. Nor has CISA, who I've been working with to help me in finance.
Yeah, and it'd be good to maybe get some guidance from them, what they're seeing or what they're anticipating, and if
to help with projections of increases
and if you need to hold a special line of escalation, right, you know, in the budgeting, just because that might be prudent.
Let me reach out to them tomorrow.
Thanks.
Anything else, you guys?
No.
All right, thanks.
I know it's the most exciting part, and I went over a little bit.
I know you love numbers, so we're excited too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
Great,
nice.
thanks.
Thanks, Kara.
Well, you guys are not going to believe this, but that is the end of information and discussion.
I mean, this is twice as long as the
And
meeting
we're going to go to
from last
recognition of
time.
visitors. Anybody in the audience care to be recognized? Do I have to read the policy comments again, or on? Okay.
We will.
Hi, Jeff Ryan, teacher and longtime resident at Prescott. And I just want to say again, thank you to the board for supporting the annual trip to Lac de Flambeau. This will be the 26th student trip, and it's just been a great thing that all school boards I've had the opportunity to work with have supported, and same thing with administration. Just a couple updates I want to give you. Going into this fall, we've had 423 students that have made this trip, And kind of a dream came true this fall. A teacher from Wauwatosa West High School will be bringing students up to Lac du Flambeau the same weekend that we'll be there. He's going to be joining us. I've had long conversations with him. So he's bringing a group of students with him too. So they're going to be joining with us, and I've always wanted that to happen. So it took a while, but it finally has happened. So, but again, I just want to say thank you for the tremendous support for the program.
Can I just make a comment? I know the policy, but I'm breaking. No, I just wanted to comment. I was going to pull this out earlier, but I think it really is telling how this has become part of our school culture here when it joins in our consent agenda, and we don't have to have you present separate anymore. So you've done an awesome job championing this, and it's just part of what we do now. It's in our consent agenda, so thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Mr. Ryan, anybody else? Yep.
Oh, gosh.
Having a kid that has gone to Lac du
You have to
Flambeau.
state your name.
Oh, Katie Hillebrand. I'm an employee and a parent. Thank you for your time. So having a kid that did go to Lac du Flambeau, it's an amazing program, and the fact that the school board has adopted it and continues to do it is huge. My other thing is just to say thank you. I said to somebody today about, like, this is my 10th year in the district and like where we've come in 10 years. And if you remember where we were and where our numbers are now and the hard work that it's taking to get there, and the fact that you people are sitting here in August, you've been here all through the summer, our administrators have been here all through the summer. I've popped in July just to, keep on top of things, and the fact that you over these years have trusted and empowered the administrators in the district to reach your goals and have lifted them up to do it. And continuous improvement is great. And so both as an employee, because I know that you guys are working for me, and as a parent, because I know I have a kid that wants to go to some pretty big schools. And we're proud of her, but she's getting there because of all of everybody that's getting her to that point. It means a lot. So thank you for the time. And I know that it's not just sitting up here and this is a really short meeting, so well done, Mr. Reeve. That I know it goes beyond that. And so thank you. I know it doesn't get said enough, but it really means a lot. So thanks for your time.
Thanks, Katie.
Anybody else care to be recognized? All right, it's 7:07. We need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Ellen seconded it. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That carries. We are adjourned. Thank you for coming. Have a great night.